Hello and welcome. Michael here, and in this quick tapping and releasing video, we're going to be focusing on the feeling of being unsatisfied. That constant restless feeling of just the grass is greener. I'm missing out. I don't quite understand. I need to find my happy place. So this is a very common state that I see. I used to have it in myself quite a lot, but I feel like I'm coming out of it quite a lot now, which is good. But I see it in a lot of people, especially in the sort of space where they're exploring many different forms of yoga, meditation, diet, healing, and it's not only that, it can be expressed as many different types of careers, different types of relationships, living here but then not feeling satisfied, and then living over here not feeling satisfied. There's this constant sort of restlessness in feeling unsatisfied, and this is what we're going to be focusing on today. So the first thing to realize is that the more that you want something, the more that you're feeling discontent with whatever is right now, the more that you generate the feeling of wanting it to be different, you're creating what they call an attachment or an aversion, and it's that which is causing you suffering. So the more that you want something to be different than it is, the more that you're causing yourself suffering and restlessness. So there's nothing wrong in changing circumstances, but if there's no space of acceptance of things as they are right now and finding peace in this moment, then you're going to be taking action from a very unstable place. So if you're able to find some peace now and acceptance in this moment, then from this space of peace, you can make much better decisions about what to do next, etc., etc. Action becomes clear, and action becomes what they call right action. But if you're in a state of wantingness and unsettledness and frustration and worry and anxiety in this moment, and then you make a decision based on that, you're creating a circumstance or an environment which is you're going to be making actions which are not clear and not coming from a good place. So this is essentially where we want to get to in this video and in this process, is that first we must reduce the anxiety and come to a place of peace and acceptance in this moment, and then once we reach that space, then correct action and correct insight comes from that space. Do not be making your decisions if you're unsettled and restless and you're in a state of wantingness to things to be different, because you're acting from a stressful place. Okay. So the first thing I want you to focus on is think of something in your life right now that you feel unsatisfied about. Relationship, health, your career. And I want you to allow yourself to feel really, really unsatisfied. Feel like you want it to be different. And I want you to make it strong so you can feel it inside your body. Notice what wanting feels like inside, wanting it to be different. Okay? Can you make that feeling come up? Can you allow yourself to feel unsatisfied about whatever it is? It's really important to tune into the feeling of being unsatisfied, not just the concept of being unsatisfied. Just concepts are not strong enough. We have to find the feeling in the body of feeling unsatisfied about the circumstances. Okay? And I want you to see if you can make it stronger. And I want you to give it a number from 1 to 10, 10 being maximum unsatisfied feeling and 0 being 0 or no unsatisfied feeling. Good. And now let's tap. Let's do some tapping with this one. So from here, let's tap on the inside of the eyebrow, which is here. 2 fingers. Tap, tap, tap. Good. And I want you to notice that feeling of feeling unsatisfied in the body around the subject. So repeat these words if it comes or if it feels appropriate. All these feelings. I'm not satisfied. I wish it was different. I'm losing control. And I want to change the situation. Good, on the side of the eye here. All these feelings. It's not working. I don't like it. I wish it was different. Take a breath. Good, under the eye. All these feelings, all this frustration, all this worry, and all this fear. It's okay to feel this way. Take a breath. Good, under the nose. It's okay to feel this way. Deep breath. On the chin. And it's safe now to relax. On the chest. It's safe now to relax. Take a breath. On the top of the head. All these feelings. I'm so not happy. I wish it was different. And that's okay. On the eye. It's okay to feel this way. And it's safe now to relax. Take a breath. Good. On the side of the eye. I'm missing out on life. I've made terrible decisions. And now look at the situation I'm in. I'm so frustrated. And I'm so annoyed. And it's okay to feel this way. Good, under the eye. And it's safe now to relax. It's safe now to let this feeling go. Deep breath. Good, under the nose. It's safe now to let this feeling go. On the chin, it's safe now to let this feeling go. On the chest, it's safe now to let this feeling go. Deep breath. Go on top of the head. I want to ask you, so just in your own mind, just answer this question. If it's easy, just let the mind come up with its answer. But what is an advantage of not being satisfied? What do you get out of it? Just let that come up. It's safe now to let this feeling go. Good, on the eye. What's another advantage of not being satisfied? Just whatever comes up, notice how it feels. It's safe now to let this feeling go. Go on the side of the eye. Now, what's a disadvantage of not feeling satisfied? What's a disadvantage of not feeling satisfied? Let that feeling come up. Take a breath. It's safe now to let this feeling go. All this worry, all this fear, all this anxiety, all this frustration, it's safe now to let it go. Good, under the eye. It's safe now to let it go. I release and let this feeling go. It's safe now to let this feeling go. And remember, it's just a feeling. So tap on the chin. It's just a feeling we're working with here. That's all it is. So see if you can allow yourself to let this stress, this dissatisfaction in this moment, just let it go for a moment. It's safe now to let this feeling go. And then on the chest, it's safe now to let this feeling go. I release and let go. Deep breath. And relax. Good. So take a moment, and then when you're ready, I want you to think of that same subject that you feel dissatisfied in your life, whether it be relationship or career or whatever it may be, and give it a number from 1 to 10 and how you feel in this moment, just in this moment, about the subject. And if it hasn't come all the way down yet, then just do a little bit more tapping. Maybe rewatch this video and keep tapping on it. Keep releasing. The ultimate kind of goal of where we're going here is that we want to come to a place where we feel calm and at ease. And then from this place, we can make decisions or make action or move forward from here. If you're constantly making decisions from an anxious, unsettled place, it just creates more anxious, unsettled feelings and situations. So there's a process, a training that you need to, especially if this is your propensity, is to constantly chronically unsatisfied and moving from one thing to the next. If that's the case, it's very likely you're making decisions from an anxious space. And that's why it's perplexed. It's circulating in that manner. So you've got to break down the pattern of the mind and the feeling to find a place of quietness and satisfaction in this moment. Feel calm and then start to make actions and movements from that space. And you will start noticing that you will be jumping less and less around from things to things. It reminds me of a story where a man was thirsty, and he had a shovel and he had a field, and he had to dig a well to get some water. And so he started digging. He found a spot, looked good. He started digging the well. He got a few feet down, and then he looked over and he saw another spot that looked really interesting and had like some shimmery rock on that site. So he thought, oh, I'll leave this, I'll go over to that site and start digging there. Surely there's better water there. He starts digging in this new space, gets a few feet down, then looks up, looks around and sees another patch over there with a special type of grass growing from it. And he's like, oh, surely there's water over there that's better than this over here. So he abandons this well, goes over to the next well and starts digging over there. This goes on for days and days and days. And when you look at the field a few days later, the man is still digging. He hasn't reached water yet, but he's dug about 30 different half holes in the land. And he's getting very thirsty. And basically the moral of the story is, when you find, it's much better if you're looking for water to find a well or a spot that looks relatively good or does have some benefit to it, and then start digging and stay with it until you reach water. If you keep changing direction every few hours or every few days, looking for something better, you'll never reach water. And you'll be constantly thirsty as well. So that's a little bit of a story about why this chronic unsatisfaction can actually just make things worse. And there has to be a breaking down of that pattern if you actually want to get to any depth, any clarity. Instead of mixing too many systems up, mixing too many teachings up, is to find a teaching, especially if you're kind of new into this space, find a teaching that works relatively well, check the lineage of where it comes from, and then just stick to it for quite some time, a number of years, before making a pivot. So that's it. That's the message for this video. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're interested in working with me more one-on-one, where we can break up these patterns a lot more and get in there, then check out the links connected to this video. And until then, I'll see you next time.